Annex Foundation, January 2025. Charles Finney, father and inventor of the altar call. Matthew T. Corbett, DSL. Too long, didn't read summary. Charles Grandison Finney, 1792–1875, known as the father of modern revivalism, was a key figure in American evangelicalism during the Second Great Awakening. Initially a lawyer, he became a preacher after a profound conversion experience. Finney popularized the anxious bench, a precursor to the altar call which remains central to Pentecostal worship. He also championed social reforms like abolitionism and women's rights as president of Oberlin College. His emotional preaching emphasized human responsibility in salvation, contrasting with Calvinist beliefs. Though criticized for reliance on emotionalism, Finney advocated for genuine spiritual transformation. His legacy endures in evangelical revival practices and theology. Charles Grandison Finney, 1792–1875, was a key figure in American history. He was a preacher, theologian, and social reformer, often called the father of modern revivalism. Finney created many new ways to share the Christian faith and encouraged people to take responsibility for their own choices. His ideas shaped the Second Great Awakening and had a lasting impact on evangelical Christianity in the United States. Hardman, 2005, Hambrick Stowe, 1996. Finney was born in Warren, Connecticut. At first he planned to become a lawyer, but in 1821, after a powerful religious experience, he decided to become a preacher instead. Finney became famous for organizing revivals and introducing new practices, like the anxious bench. This was a special seat at the front of the church where people could show they were serious about changing their lives and following God. This idea led to what we now call the altar call. Hardman, 2005, Hambrick Stowe, 1996, McLaughlin, 1984, Bebbington, 1989, Marsden, 1991. The modern-day focus in Pentecostalism on the altar call was essentially developed by Finney in the mid-1800s. Liturgical practices, which refer to worship rituals, are deeply rooted in Pentecostal traditions. While some may think Pentecostals have a low liturgy, their practices are actually highly modernized compared to other Christian groups. Sinan, 1997, Warrington, 2008. Attending a Pentecostal church service without an altar call would leave the congregation puzzled and even upset. It is as central to their worship as communion is for Catholics. Today, altar calls are an important part of Pentecostal worship. In fact, it would be unusual to attend a Pentecostal church service without one. Dayton, 1987, Alexander, 2004. Besides leading revivals, Finney worked at Oberlin College in Ohio, where he became the president. While there, he supported important causes like ending slavery, giving women more rights, and improving society as a whole. Under Finney's leadership, Oberlin College became known for standing up for justice and offering higher education to people from all backgrounds. Hambrick Stowe, 1996, Fletcher, 2007, Tyrrell, 1998, Reynolds, 2001. His teachings, called New School theology, emphasized that people could choose to be saved, which was different from older Calvinist beliefs that focused more on God's control. Marsden, 1991, Bebbington, 1989, McLaughlin, 1984, Smith, 2003, Walker, 2010. One of Finney's most famous books, Lectures on Revivals of Religion, 1835, explains how to lead revivals and encourages preachers to inspire people to turn to God. Finney, 519. His methods and focus on improving society are still an important part of evangelical Christianity today. Finney's style of preaching was often very emotional. He believed in urging people to make decisions for Christ immediately. However, later in life, he noticed that not everyone who responded to his revivals showed lasting changes in their lives. This worried him. He realized that sometimes his methods might have focused too much on emotions and human effort, instead of encouraging a deeper, spirit-led transformation. Hambrick Stowe, 1996, Hardman, 2005, McLaughlin, 1984. In his book Reflections on Revival, Finney wrote about the need for true spiritual change and the importance of helping new believers grow in their faith. 1984, Marsden, 1991, Bebbington, 1989. Some critics of Finney's methods said his revivals relied too much on emotional appeals. They argued that this could pressure people to make decisions out of fear or because others around them were doing the same. Hardman, 2005, McLaughlin, 1984, Marsden, 1991, Bebbington, 1989. Even Finney admitted that emotional experiences should never take the place of real, lasting faith. Hambrick Stowe, 1996. Still, he believed that strong, heartfelt preaching was necessary to help people realize the urgency of choosing to follow Christ. Dayton, Alexander, Warrington, Sinan. References: Alexander K., 2004. Evangelical Revivals in American History. Oxford University Press. Bebbington, D.W. 1989. Evangelicalism in Modern Britain. A History from the 1730s to the 1980s. Routledge. Dayton, D.W. 1987. Theological Roots of Pentecostalism. Scarecrow Press. Finny, C.G. 1984. Lectures on Revivals of Religion. W. G. McLaughlin, ed. Harvard University Press. Original work published 1835. Fletcher, R.H. 2007. Finney and the Oberlin Legacy. Ohio University Press. Hambrick Stowe, C.E. 1996. Charles G. Finney and the Spirit of American Evangelicalism. William B. Eerdmans Publishing Company. Hardman. K.R. 2005. Charles Grandison Finney, 1792–1875, Revivalist and Reformer, Wipf and Stock Publishers. Marsden G.M. 1991. Reforming Fundamentalism, Fuller Seminary and the New Evangelicalism. Eerdmans. McLaughlin, W.G. 1984. Modern Revivalism, Charles Grandison Finney to Billy Graham. Harper and Row. Reynolds, D.S. 2001. Waking Giant, America in the Age of Jackson. HarperCollins. Smith T. 2003. Revivalism and Social Reform in Antebellum America. Johns Hopkins University Press. Sinan V. 1997. The Holiness Pentecostal Tradition, Charismatic Movements in the 20th Century. Eerdmans. Tyrell I.R. 1998. Histories of American Protestantism. Princeton University Press. Walker D. 2010. Revival and Reform, The Theological Legacy of Charles Finney. Broadman Press. Warrington K. 2008. Pentecostal Theology, A Theology of Encounter. T. and T. Clark.